Once upon a time in a lush forest, there lived a squirrel named Nutmeg. Nutmeg was known far and wide for his insatiable greed. He would hoard nuts and berries, never sharing with his fellow forest creatures. His stash grew larger and larger, and he would spend hours counting and admiring his treasures. One day, Nutmeg stumbled upon a magical tree that bore the most delicious and abundant nuts he had ever seen. His eyes gleamed with greed as he filled his cheeks with as many nuts as he could carry. But as he turned to leave, the tree spoke to him in a booming voice. "Beware, greedy squirrel, for your selfishness will be your downfall." Ignoring the tree's warning, Nutmeg continued to hoard more and more nuts, refusing to share with anyone. The other animals in the forest grew tired of Nutmeg's selfish ways and decided to teach him a lesson. They devised a plan to trick Nutmeg into giving up his precious stash. One day, a clever fox approached Nutmeg and offered to trade him a shiny golden acorn for some of his nuts. Nutmeg's eyes widened at the sight of the golden acorn, and he eagerly agreed to the trade. But as soon as he handed over his nuts, the fox snatched them and ran off, leaving Nutmeg empty-handed. Devastated and humiliated, Nutmeg realized the error of his ways. He had been so consumed by his greed that he had lost sight of the true value of friendship and generosity. From that day on, Nutmeg vowed to change his selfish ways and become a more giving and compassionate squirrel. And so Nutmeg spent his days sharing his nuts with the other animals in the forest, spreading joy and kindness wherever he went. The magical tree watched over him, pleased with the squirrel's newfound wisdom, and Nutmeg lived happily ever after, no longer known as the greedy squirrel, but as the generous and beloved friend of the forest.